morning, my name is Raquel and welcome to my podcast. I want to thank all new and returning viewers. Today is Sunday 26th of March and we're almost at the end of the first quarter of 2017, which seems to have flown by. You've just seen a couple of photos passing by of toys that I knit. I was supposed to show you those last week, but because I already didn't have the toys with me, I completely forgot about them, and only after uploading the podcast last week did I remember that I had those to show you. So that was the Daphne and Delilah pattern by Rebecca Danger. I've knit, I think that was the 7th version I've knit of those toys. This was a gift. Someone asked me to make these toys for them to give to a couple, a friend that had a baby. So I didn't add buttons for the eyes as I usually do. I just sewed on with a thread that I used for the knitting the body. Just did a couple crosses on for the eyes. Sorry. Do you guys remember to turn your clock forward? Yeah. My phone doesn't automatically do that, so when and I forgot to change the clock the alarm clock in my room. So when I woke up this morning, it was like, it said 5:30, and I was like, so it's way too early to get up. But then I remembered that the clocks had changed, so it was really 6:30. So we get 1 hour less sleep today. That's not fun. Yeah. So I've done basically nothing this morning because after taking the dogs out, I went back to bed for a couple hours, and then I got up and took the dogs for a long walk, and I've been trying to knit, but I have 3 little pests at the moment that want a lot of attention. I don't know what's going on. I did leave them alone for most of the day yesterday, so that's probably the reason. So yeah, let's just get started with the knitting. I have, other than the toys, which was actually a finished object for last week, I have one finished object for this week. I've been kind of completely offline since Monday. I've not been on social media. I only switched on the computer Friday evening for something really quick because I needed to send an email, and then yesterday evening I switched it on again to check something, and then now this morning I watched a couple of podcasts this morning that I've missed out on this past week. So while I was doing other things around the house. Yeah, so what have I been working on this week? I've been working on my round 1 Sock Madness socks. Here's the pair. So this morning, the first thing I did, because I finished these yesterday, first thing I did this morning was photograph them, edit the photos, and sorry, I'm just pulling the wire out of the way, otherwise it was already sitting behind the computer. So yeah, so I took the photos that were necessary and sent the email saying that I finished after uploading the photos to Ravelry, and I'm through to the next round. So now I have, sorry, this is Soot moving the camera or the computer. He's sitting behind looking at me. He might, if the camera goes black for a second, it's because it's put his paw in front of it. So anyway, these are a pattern, they're Dropping Madness by Maria Ekblad. I think she's Stick Fia on Ravelry, and it's a toe up pattern. So you start with a toe, so it's a toe up pattern with an afterthought heel, and it's got like a mini here, like a mini gusset as well. So I knit more in the foot than the pattern, than the minimum requirements. I could have actually knit one more repeat. I did 10 repeats instead of 9 repeats, and they fit fine, but I could have easily done one more repeat for them to fit slightly better. But I think with wear, and they've not been blocked yet, so I think with wear they'll fit better. Um, at the top of the here for the cuff, I didn't decrease down to and I started knitting the medium size, but they were way too big. So I'd already done like maybe 6-7 repeats of the foot up to here, and I tried them on and they were way too big. So I ripped it all the way back out, started again, redid the whole thing in the small size. And the small size has 58 stitches here on the foot, and then you move up to 72 stitches on the leg. And after you finish the pattern repeat here at the top, you have the option to decrease down to 64 stitches, I believe. And I didn't do that, and I might go back and actually do that, because they're not as tall as I thought they were going to be on my leg. So this part here is quite loose, but we'll see. We'll see if I mean, I've already qualified for the next round, so I can now rip them back if I want to. And I might, another option is to keep the 72 stitches here and then just maybe make it slightly longer. Either just the ribbing longer, or go back to before the ribbing and add a couple more stripes in. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see if I'm inclined to do so or not. Yeah. For now they fit fine. I can wear them. They look kind of funny off the blocker, but they fit just perfectly on the foot. I'll add a couple photos in at the end if you so you can see them on the foot, because I have put them on to get the photos I needed, and now they're covered in soot hair. Soot is shedding like mad, people. I know it's the time of year that they start shedding, but it's crazy. I sat and brushed him for about 15 minutes yesterday, and he doesn't mind being brushed, actually, but not the way I was brushing him yesterday. I was really like being very thorough in brushing him, and he did not like that. So every now and then when he gets the opportunity, he runs off and whatever. So anyway, that was my only finished object for the week. What I showed you last week was those, I had 12 blocks for the pinwheel blanket that I needed to attach. I only attached 6 of them, so row 2, because I want to take photos of each, like every time I add a row, I want to take a photo of that. Rusty, no, you can go over there. Okay, you can be over there. Okay, that's a good boy. So I've not attached row 3 yet. I can show you. I attached row 2. So now my blanket is 12 squares. So now, and I do still have a couple ends in. I have these ends from the border to attach, to sew in yet still, but I'll do that before I start doing round 3. Before I attach round 3. So my plan for this week is to finish the socks I'm working on right now. Finish attaching the 3rd row for this after I take some photos, which I'm going to do after the podcast. And then hopefully get another pair of socks done. I'm halfway through the first sock of my next pair. So I hope to finish that. I hope to finish the first sock today and get a good start on the 2nd sock. We'll see how that goes, because I still have a lot to do today. And Friday is the end of the month already, so we'll see how I go. I want to knit a lot more, but I don't, work gets in the way, unfortunately. And I've been staying late at the office most of the week, only leaving 6:30, 7 o'clock or something, so that gets me home around, if I leave at 6:30, I usually get home around 7ish, shall we say, depending on traffic. And it's been raining the whole week, so Portuguese people do not know how to drive in the rain. They really don't. They keep driving like mad, and then you get stuck in traffic jams because of accidents, and yeah, um, they don't know how to slow down. Basically, that's the whole thing, and they don't know how to indicate when they're changing lanes or turning somewhere, which is completely irritates me. But whatever. So, yeah, those are the finished items that I have to show you, and then I only have one thing on the needles at the moment, and that's a pair of socks. I started these on Sunday after I attached after the podcast last week Sunday. I attached the second row of the pinwheel blanket, and then it was already too dark to take decent photos. And during the week I don't really have much time. I only have lunchtime, and it's been raining. Like I said, it's been raining the whole week, so it's not been great lighting to take photos. So I'm going to try to take some photos now after I finished filming this episode. And so I did that. I attached the second row, and then towards the end of the evening, I think it was maybe around 10ish or something, the specifications for the next pattern came up. So you know, the yarn requirements, the needle requirements, if there's any extras that we would need and everything. They did actually publish those around 10 o'clock in the evening, after all the teams were published as well. So I figured, you know, Monday, Tuesday at the very latest we get the pattern. No, Monday morning at 9 o'clock apparently the pattern was sent by email, because now we receive everything by email, even though the patterns are available. There's pattern pages for all the patterns on Ravelry. They're only available to Sock Madness contestants, so to speak, until the Sock Madness competition has finished. And from now on, we'll be getting the patterns by email. So I had to wait till Monday evening to start the pattern, but because this was Sunday and I didn't know when we would really get the pattern, I decided, well, let's just start a pair of socks. A couple of friends of mine were doing the Knitorama socks by RGO, and so I decided to join in and make them as well. So I got some yarn from my sock yarn stash, and yeah, so I started it. And basically all I did was the ribbing, and then I stopped because I was doing the other ones, doing the Dropping Madness patterns. And then yesterday I picked these up again. When did I pick these up? Picked these up in the evening. Yesterday was a knit group, was the day for the knit group, so I took, I had the afterthought heels to do on the socks, so I took them with me to the knit group, but I had evening plans, so I didn't stay long at the knit group. I did manage to put in both heels at the knit group, and I sewed in I wove in all the ends at the knit group, and then I left around 5 o'clock, I think, and went to do the grocery shopping I needed to do, and went to walk the dogs and everything before I went out to dinner with a friend, and then I went over to my friend's house and did some knitting there, and that's when I picked up these Knitorama socks again, and I did maybe one and a half repeats or something. So this is the cuff I'd done up to Sunday, and then I think I did up to, this is the back of the sock, by the way, I'll show you the front. So I'd done maybe this much at my friend's house, because she has this cute little puppy dog, she's the same age as Sit actually, so they're 10 months old now, almost 11 months old. And she was sitting next to me on the couch, and I think she snagged, I was wearing a sweater I'd knit, and she must have snagged her paw on a bit of yarn, so I spent a good half hour fixing that. So yeah, I didn't get that much knitting done, and we were watching this horror movie that she'd started watching on Friday. It was on Friday. so she said, well, because she'd already seen the initial part of the movie, she's like, no, you have to pay attention to the very beginning of the movies, which is like the introduction to the rest of the movie, because it's important to know what's going on. So throughout that section, I didn't knit because I wanted to pay attention to what was the. It's a horror movie. I think it's called Mama. I'm not sure. The Portuguese title for it is Mama. So. And I might watch it again today because even though afterwards, I was paying attention, we were also chatting and all that, and yeah, so I might just watch it again to. Yeah, it was an interesting movie. Put it that way, it was an interesting movie. So yeah, so I did that basically, and then I came home and went out with the dogs. It was raining by this time. Again, it had been raining on and off throughout the day. But I've been lucky so far in that I haven't caught any rain when I've gone out with them. But yesterday evening, it was 10ish, 10:30 or so when I got home. Yeah, it was raining again, and so they had their little jackets on, and they weren't actually too pleased to be going outside in the rain, let me tell you. But it had to be done because they had. I usually take them for a walk around 8 o'clock at night, and then they don't go outside again until 6:30. So that's quite a long time, and they do well with that. Sometimes when one of them is not feeling too great, I might have to go outside around 10 or so before going to bed. But usually from 8:30 or so, they're fine. But yesterday I'd gotten them home around 6, and I'd walked them at 6:30. So that's too many hours, so I had to take them outside at 10:30, and then I came back inside. They all cuddled up with the cat on the big pillow. A bit of a fight broke out because Dakota wants the pillow to herself, and then the two boys want to join her, and yeah, whatever. They got I let them sort it out themselves, unless they really start fighting, and then I do separate them, but. It sorted itself out. I knit, and I knit the rest of the leg, and I knit the first section. So now the back starts having a pattern as well, and then I knit the first section of the heel flap. Let's see. I'll show you. Okay, so this is the back. So I knit up to here on the heel flap yesterday evening, and this is the front of the sock. And then this morning, all I got done was the rest of the heel flap. So now I'm ready to do the heel turn, pick up the stitches, and start knitting in the round again, and do that. So what I think I'm going to do is, is do the heel turn, pick up the stitches, and do the gusset, and then stop it, and then start the second sock, and then up to the same point, and then do the rest of the socks 2 at a time. It'll go slightly faster after that. The only reason I didn't start these 2 at a time was because I started these on my Addy needles because I wanted to keep these for the these socks. Although I did not do these 2 at a time because they were toe up, and the stitch pattern using 2 different yarns, and I did not want to have 4 threads going around. In the end, I only used 1 skein of each. I used 40 grams of the beige of this color, and I totally forgot to mention what yarn I was using. This is Drops Fable. Both of them are. This is the 101, it's like a beige color, and this is a 913 Chiaroscuro. So I'll link it down below. And I didn't think it was actually this patterned. This section here, let's see. I was not expecting this section here with the light blue, which is, yeah, it blends too much into the, I mean you can see it, but it does blend into the beige, and it was clearly stated that I had to be a high contrasting color, but it got through because they can easily count the rows here, so we didn't have to put a a line through it like I did last time with the marking the rows, because this is easy to count, especially here on the foot is easy to count. So yeah, this is also Drops Fable that I'm using on here. I have quite a bit of Drops Fable in my stash, so I'm using that up. This is the 103 colorway. It's like one of the blues that they have. So yeah, that's my goal for today. Try to finish the gusset on this one and start the second one, so I can start doing them 2 at a time. This section up to here was done fairly quickly, so I'm thinking I can do that. I think I can do the gusset on this one and then quickly knit up the second one to the same point. So yeah, that's it for today. I think I have nothing much more to say. I already said I went to the knit group yesterday. Very small knit group yesterday. There was only 3 people, me and 2 other people. And I left at, like I said, I left at 5 o'clock or something. I did meet up with another friend before at Ovelha Negra, and then we went down to Miss Pavlova on Almada, with Almada, for her to try out the Pavlova, because she'd never been there. So yeah, that's what we did. And then I went off to the knit group. She didn't want to come join us because she had other things to do. And yeah, then I went out to dinner with a friend, and then stayed knitting at her group at her place for a couple hours, and came home and knit here with the dogs and the cat, who is sitting. He's lying behind the computer, leaning against the computer right now. There's this lid of this box, these IKEA boxes that I have. I use the lids to take photos of the yarn, so I usually put one as the background and one underneath, and that's where I used to take photos, so that way my background is all the same. And I had one lying upside down the other day on the table, or basically since he's been at this, here with me at the house, he likes to lie in the lid of this box, but he's grown and he doesn't fit in there anymore, so he's mostly lying out of the the lid. But yeah, he likes to lie there, so I just leave him. I just have to occasionally just pass remove all the hair, because it's covered in, it's like a white lid and it's covered in black hair, so you can imagine it's black. And yeah, and I have Rusty on the chair next to me and Dakota on the pillow over there. So yeah, even though I'm not even hungry, because for me, because of the time change, it says it's like 1 o'clock, but it's only really midday for me. I have to start making some lunch, because otherwise in a moment I'll have these. He's just woken up. Sit. He's looking at me from behind the camera. He's like, why are you still talking? Sit. Okay. I'm gonna have to go. They have their food, but on Sunday they always get some extras, so I'm gonna make some chicken. I'll just boil some plain chicken for them, and some pasta. They like that, and make myself some lunch as well, and then get on with knitting, as there's a lot to do. So I'll see you guys next week. Enjoy the rest of your week. Here it's forecast for rain and cold weather and more of the same, so we'll see. It was quite windy outside just now. It's not cold per se, it's just windy, and it's quite a cold wind, so that turns the weather cold, and the rain also doesn't help. So anyway, have a nice week. I'll see you guys next week, hopefully with a finished pair of socks, maybe some more. And oh yeah, next week, so the 31st, the sock cal that I'm hosting will be finished. I might leave it open on the 1st still because I have the whole day planned for the 1st of April, so I won't have time to go to the thread, lock it on, all that, so I might just do that on Sunday morning. So you guys might just get an extra day to add in your finished object if you can do so. But yeah, next week I'll announce the winners for the sock cal. And then I might talk about some other cals I'm planning on hosting that I've already mentioned at the beginning of the year, but I don't know if I'm... Yeah, we'll talk about that next week. So, see you guys. Have a nice day. Don't forget to change your clocks if you haven't done so already. And see you guys next week. Bye.